Alright everyone, welcome to episode 2 of the Tower of Lou. And in the wake of Sean Strickland's pretty decisive win against Israel Adesanya, again, like the last video, it got me thinking about the incredibly chaotic and unpredictable nature of MMA, right? I've seen a lot of YouTube videos talk about this as well, and I thought I'd add my 2 cents into the argument, or discussion, so to speak. And no one gave Sean Strickland a chance, right? Not a single chance. In fact, every analyst, they made a huge deal about it after the fight, but pretty much every analyst counted him out, and even I did it at some point. I didn't think his style was the right style to beat Adesanya, but clearly his coach coach Eric Nixick at Extreme Couture figured this shit out. Even as Israel said, right? They were calling out the reads in the middle of the fight. So it brings me back to the discussion about why MMA is so fucking unpredictable. It's insane. I'm talking about even like back in the day, right? Like I'll go through a couple of fights from back in the day regarding why the sport is so unpredictable. Back in 2004, 2003, there was this Japanese fighter who I absolutely love. His name's Rumina Sato, nicknamed Moonwolf. He's got a record of like 26 and 17, something like that. But when he first started in MMA, I remember watching him fight, and this motherfucker was like rear naked choke, flying triangle, flying armbars. I think, in fact, check that out. I think his was the first flying armbar in MMA. Rumina Sato, check him out. Yeah. But this guy was like crushing competition in the local Shooto scene, right? And this is the time when the Sherdog forums were still very, very active, and everyone's talking about this dude. Then one day, some random Canadian black belt, Joel something, I can't even remember his name. The guy's got 2 fights, won one, lost one. Walked in and fucking armbarred the dude in like 20 seconds. Some crazy shit like that, right? It caused technical submission. Pretty much like snapped his arm in half. And the guy was never the fucking same after that. Never the same. Just, confidence shattered, whatever you want to talk about. Guys figured it out. Like, they figured him out. Another really good example of someone figuring out a dude who was supposed to crush them was Edson Barboza versus Jamie Varner. I don't know how many of you guys have watched that fight, but this is before Edson Barboza's defensive liabilities were exposed, right? Now everyone knows, like, push this guy up against the cage, pressure, and you're going to catch him at some point. And most of the guys who beat him have done it that way. But before this, he had beaten Mike Lulo and Rafael Oliveira was his name, I think, without looking it up, by leg kick. TKO these 2 dudes. Fucking wheel kicked Terry Etim, right? Like, this dude was like fucking on a path of destruction, got matched up with Jamie Varner, former WEC champion, lightweight champion at the time. So he had lost to a couple of guys, lost to Donald Cerrone, I think got guillotined. Got guillotined by Benson Henderson, and then triangle armbarred by Donald Cerrone, if my memory serves me correct. I'm just winging this, right? Walks into the UFC, first round, I think a minute and a half, just fucking rushes him and like beats the living daylights out of him. And again, it was a huge upset. Like I don't want to talk about the major ones like the like GSP and Serra, because everyone knows that shit, right? Like I was there watching his fucking shitty Winamp stream at like 9 o'clock in the morning in Calcutta. These were the days when I didn't have a very good internet connection, right? I think most of India didn't. We were all using our connections on our phone, on landlines. So I had a terrible connection at that time, and I was using it to watch shitty streams on YouTube. So yeah, like, look, the big ones, are the ones that sort of bring a lot of eyeballs to the sport and sort of like media attention, etc., etc. But it's these small upsets that really show you how fucking insane and chaotic this sport is. Like, you cannot predict this shit. Like, one of the few reasons I think the sport is so insane and unpredictable is because, unlike boxing, which is where the term puncher's chance originated from, right? Like, you could be as good and get cracked by one shot and like that's it, and KO'd. But in MMA, like, the amount of ways you can lose a fight, you can fucking slam your head on the mat and lose a fight. Gray Maynard's done that shit. What's his name? I think Mark Kerr tried to take this Japanese fighter down and basically DDT'd himself, like smashed his forehead into and that was it. So you get shit like that. You get guys limbs breaking, right? Fucking Anderson Silva snapping leg in half. What's the other guy's name? The first dude that snapped his leg in the UFC. His name escapes me right now, but he was from the Ultimate Fighter, tall, lanky dude, black guy. snapped his leg in the UFC, and who would have thought it would happen to Weidman, right? Like, it's fucking insane. It's also styles make matchups, right? Like, guys, there's certain dudes who just have that switch off power. Like, they hit you and it's done, right? They might not have the deficiencies in other areas of the game, but that one thing you got to worry about. Just recently, that the whole people saw a little bit on Arman Saryukin because of that, right? He fought this unheralded dude, Rafael Silva, I think his name was. I can't remember his name, but he fought this guy, and like, everyone knew it was sort of foregone conclusion that, you know, Arman Saryukin would win. And he did. He stopped the guy in the third round. But before that, he got fucking hit with a hellacious right hand off a linear entry. And this is what it is, right? Like, prospects get fucked up. Veterans get fucked up. Guys who've been in the sport for like years and, like, you know, experience this and that. It doesn't matter. Yushin Okami, Tim Bosch. Anyone remember that shit? Like, third round, he comes out and fucking grabs the back of his neck and just starts punching him into the sky. Like, he sent him back to fucking Japan. Send him back to the land of the rising sun. The sport is incredibly unpredictable, and I assume that for bettors it'd be an absolute nightmare. Like, you know, which is why, like, I have a lot of respect for these bookies. I've never gambled. I don't understand the whole, like, plus and minus and odds and this and that. I don't get it. Like, I'm from India. Like, this shit doesn't, I don't know. Like, I've never gambled in my life, so I don't understand that part of the game. But I do understand who thinks who's going to win, right? Like, in terms of, like, people look at skills and, you know, fights and statistics, etc., etc. Like, that shit can be an indicator, could be. But at the end of the day, mixed martial arts is too fucking unpredictable. As I said, like, I mean, all these examples I've shown you, like, I can think of like another dozen examples just off the top of my head of guys who were supposed to win, and nope, it just doesn't happen. What's his name? The guy who fought Danny Henry, the Scottish dude. Was it Abdul Razak Al Hassan? Yeah, or was it Hakeem Dawodu. Hakeem Dawodu walked into the UFC with a ton of hype. Everyone thought he was going to crush a motherfucker, and then he got hit by the Scottish dude and choked unconscious. Shit like that happens. Like, you know, in MMA, all sorts of crazy shit happens in mixed martial arts. People get hit with, like, glancing blows and you're done. And, you know, just glancing blow on the in the midsection, and it's like fucking liver kick. Like, you never know what's happening. Again, another reason why is, like, we don't know exactly what injuries fighters are nursing right before they walk into a big fight. Sometimes you get guys like Aljamain Sterling recently talked about how he just wasn't ready. I mean, he fought 3 months after a full fucking camp for Cejudo. Like, that's crazy. We expect these guys to have, like, these insane camps. These insane title runs, but, like, that's one of the most difficult things in the entire sport to do, right? To be champion and to stay champion. There's so much fucking tape on you. Like, everyone knows what you're gonna do. Pretty much everybody does. As an unheralded contender, you still and this is your time to shine, right? Like, which is why underdogs generally have this what they call the underdog, right? It's their time to shine. Every dog has its day kind of, like, mentality. But the thing with mixed martial arts at the end of the day is that I would never bet on this sport. I thought I'd put money down on Strickland this time for real. Like, I mean, as I said, I don't bet, right? Like, so I thought, you know, maybe, like, I'll see what's up and put some against my better judgment. I shouldn't have even thought that. But point being, it made me want to gamble on the fucking fight. Crazy. Like, I mean, I would never even thought of it. Anyway, point being, this happens a lot. And this has been happening over the years. I'm looking at my notes here. I've talked about, like, you know, does anyone remember Kenny Florian versus Sean Sherk? Do you remember what happened in that fight? Kenny Florian literally ran into the fucking post, into the octagon, right? Like, I mean, of course, he didn't lose the fight because of that, but shit like that happens. Charlie Ward versus, I can't remember the guy's name. He basically got slammed into the mat head first and out. You're done. You know, how many times have we seen insane fucking comebacks in mixed martial arts? The Frankie Edgar, Gray Maynard fights, like, insane fucking comeback. The recently Matt Schnell versus Sue Mudarji, I think was his name. Oh, holy shit! Like, I mean, fuck. That's what MMA is really all about, right? Like, the unpredictability, but just like life. Like, you don't know what the fuck's gonna happen tomorrow. You have no idea. You can't predict this shit. fortune tellers may come and go, and you know, pundits may say, you know, I think this guy's going to win, and 100%. I really respect Luke Thomas, and he talked about how he couldn't see any way for Sean Strickland to win, and nor could I really, honestly, to be fair. I just thought I thought I'd put cash on it because, like, you know, it would be a huge upset victory. Thank God I didn't. I never wanted to compromise on those ideals. But this it happened in Pride as well. And some of the best dudes walked in and just got fucking Crow Cop getting sent back to the Croatian special forces with, you know, hellacious right hand by Kevin Randall. But no one gave him a chance because Crow Cop's takedown defense was incredible at the time. No one gave him a chance, and he fucking flattened him. Sokoju walked into Pride, just flattened Ricardo Arona, Little Nog, in like less than a minute combined, something like that. There's so many ways to win and lose a fight that the sport is going to be unpredictable. Look, we can talk all we want, but it's like sanctioned fighting, like professional fighting, right? With as few rules as possible. Like, and in Pride, you could soccer kick and stomp people and shit. Like, you try to simulate what a real fight would look like. So it's just like a fight in real life. Like, you might slip, you might fucking smash your head against the wall. Someone might come and smack you in the back of the head. Of course, that doesn't happen in MMA, but it's the nature of the beast. It's just like how life is, unpredictable, difficult to sort of navigate, right? Especially as a as a higher level athlete at a sport that very few people can perform. So, I mean, I don't know what the future lies in terms of fight prediction, but honestly speaking, I don't see it changing. This shit is gonna keep happening. A guy like Leon Edwards will come in and win a fight in the 5th round of a fight that he's losing every second of. This is going to happen in MMA. All of us have to accept this fact, right? John Jones, if he keeps fighting, will lose the right matchup. It's just going to happen. Excuse me. Anyway, thank you guys so much for listening. I hope the lighting and audio better. I'll try, and I'm learning how to edit, so hopefully the next few videos will look a little bit better. But for now, thank you so much for watching. Subscribe, comment, let me know what you guys think about the unpredictable nature of MMA, where the examples of, you know, fights that have sort of taken place that have like been part of this unpredictable nature of MMA. So anyway, again, I'm rambling now. Thank you so much. See you guys in the next 2 weeks, I think. I'll try and talk about the Anshul versus Mike Breeden fight. I really am excited about that. I trained Anshul. I think he's absolutely awesome as a fighter. And yeah, anyway, thank you guys for watching. Subscribe, comment, all that good shit. Peace.